Shalom, it's your brother Yonathan. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, I'm going to run this clip for you all. You know, it's an illustration of the perverse spirit that a lot of the people that are in the pulpits of these churches are in. You know, they're tools for white supremacy to keep our people docile and separated from their true power. Okay, to stay pacified and condoning of the evil that's really going on in the world, and to associate the Lord with gifts, with, you know, prosperity in this kingdom. No, we're going to catch hell in this kingdom. And that's supposed to be, you know, fuel to the fire within us to long for the kingdom of heaven to be established. But that's not what any of these pork chop preachers are about. But in the clip, you'll see, you know, an illustration of, you know, these pork chop pastors getting judged. But keep in mind, there's no such thing as hell. Hell and heaven are living conditions. Right now, the family of the heavens, we're living in a hellish condition. We're under the curses here. Okay? When you think about, you know, constant peril, go read Deuteronomy 28. Read those curses. Think about the reality that that will create for a person. It's hell. All right? And you have the wicked, the people, the nation of people who were created to be the wicked. Right now, they're living in their heaven. This society is tailor-made for them to win. And that's slowly being overturned right now, which is why you see so many of the red lobsters, the middle and lower class red lobsters, while they're, you know, talking about, you know, the Amalekites, while they're talking about revolting, while they're talking about coming together. All right, because they're being cut out of the deal. The heaven that they built for themselves, it ain't hitting the same no more. All right, but we're gonna run this clip and then we'll get some precepts to back up that a great judgment is coming upon those who've led our people astray, which is going to include some people who know they're Israelites. Let's go.
You, a man of God.
Brother, please, this ain't what it looks like.
It's exactly what it looks like.
Welcome home, preacher. You served us well.
You did good work up there. Kept the lights dim, preached power, not truth. Made them follow you, not him.
No, I served the Lord.
Served yourself, preacher, but we thank you.
Please, no more.
All right? So these people are masquerading as servants of the Lord when in fact they're servants of their own belly, of their own lust. Okay? It says his watchmen are blind, talking about the nation of Israel here, Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen are blind. They're all ignorant. They're all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Why? Because the dog was the original alarm system, right? An intruder comes to your house, the dog barks and wakes everybody up in the house to know that, hey, we're under attack. That is the watchman's job. All right? The prophets are likened unto the watchmen. Okay, back in ancient Israel, you would have watchmen upon the wall. So if the city was under attack, they would blow a trumpet to warn the citizens, hey, we're under attack. And everybody could be on high alert and they know what spirit to be in. Okay, right now, the nation of Israel, we've been persistently under attack. And instead of barking and warning the citizens, hey, this is the enemy, this is what's going down. They've allowed, and they've been a tool for the enemy to keep the people in a docile spirit so that they can be ransacked. Okay? They're not doing what they're professing their profession to be. Okay, Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They're all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yeah, they are greedy dogs. And we always go into that 501c3. So that these churches, their tithes and offerings can be exempt from being taxed. Okay? What comes along with that? There's a particular doctrine that you have to push to the people. There's topics and things you can't go into that the scriptures go into, all right, and that you need to go into so people could understand what to avoid so that they can receive salvation. But those topics aren't touched in these pulpits. All right? And it's all because, well, they found an avenue so that they can live comfortably on this side. So they're not serving the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They're serving their own belly. They're serving their flesh. All right? Isaiah 56:11. Yeah, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, not the Lord's way, but their own. Everyone for his gain from his quarter. So, you know, you hear all these activists and these people talking about, well, you know, our educational system, and we don't have our own hospitals and banks, and we need to. You have these mega church pastors who can help build infrastructure in their communities to help turn around. And this is on a carnal level. This isn't a solution to our problem. There isn't any carnal solutions to the nation of Israel's spiritual problem. But speaking as a man, right, on a low level that the carnal people could understand, these megachurch pastors, if they all came together and had a coalition like, hey, let's help the people in our community. Let's have our own libraries, schools, and hospitals. But they would never do that because they're not sincerely about the people. They're not sincerely about the forwarding of righteousness. But they are sincere when it comes to gratifying their own flesh. And that's even at the expense of sleeping with, you know, members of their congregation's wives. That's something that you hear about all the time, you know. In the church today, man, it's been a significant drop of men in the church because they're not going for the bullshit. The church is mostly full of women. So then the sermons are often the time turned to, you know, the stroking of the woman's ego. It's really just a feminist hive. Or really, what's the word for it? These men have basically built the harem. they built the harem, you know, on these corners. But, you know, all that's coming to an end. You know, majority of the Israelite family, they're waning off of that Christianity spirit. And they've been prepped by Esau Edom to take on, you know, a new satanic mindset anyway. So, yeah, the elder Menatazakba sent me that clip, so I said, let me respond to it before I go on to the plantation. He sent me a couple clips, so that was the first one I watched. Try to go through all of them today and respond to them through the spirit. Abaratazah. This was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah HaKudash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the brothers, and of course, a few sisters pursuing this truth and sincerity, right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. These people aren't your leaders. The Lord has set up leaders in Israel. Okay? And those who are able to escape the destruction, you know, the Lord is going to bless you with the eye salve to see who your leaders are. All right, so Albarat's was edifying. Shalom.